Hello and welcome to The Smoke Break. This doesn't mean that I've started smoking in my house, it just means that I caught my shirt on fire. I'm going to talk about something kind of serious this week since I don't have a guest. I've always wanted to talk about this on camera and maybe help some folks out, but it's a weird, touchy subject for people. So, I'm going to be uncomfortable this whole video. So something that I have been dealing with in my personal life for I don't know how long is some depression and anxiety. And I want to talk about how I deal with my depression, my anxiety, and see if it could be helpful to anyone. I know that it's been helpful in the past when I've talked to people in person about it, and so maybe talking about it on this YouTube video will help. And maybe being shirtless will mean that more people see it than less. So my depression manifests itself like this. I'll be bopping along, having a good old time, and a problem will strike up. And I will struggle with dealing with the problem. And my brain, instead of saying, hey man, let's get creative, we can deal with this, will instead say, you suck at life. You're not going to solve this problem. You're not going to fix it. In fact, there are lots of problems that are in your life that you're not going to fix and you're not dealing with. And it would be a lot easier to stop dealing with problems. And it makes me crazy because I'm really ambitious. I have lots of life goals, you know? I've got all this energy, I've got all this craziness going on inside of me, all this creativity, and I want to get it out and put it on in a performance or on a page somewhere in a drawing or into these vlogs, but my brain decides that I shouldn't be doing anything. And it spirals then because I recognize that I'm not reaching my potential, but my brain says to me that I won't be able to, so there's no point in trying. And so slowly but surely, I feel worse and worse and worse about myself. It's terrible, right? But back in Kentucky, I had this great therapist, and we talked through lots of ways for me to deal with my depression. I'm going to share them with you now. Step 1. Recognize that my brain is pulling my leg. So, usually at the very beginning of this, I'm not in a deep enough spiral yet that if I stop myself and say, hey, bro, the world is not that horrible. This problem is getting you down right now, but you can solve it later. You just gotta give yourself a break for the moment. If I can convince myself of that, I can stop the cycle of the depression before it gets too deep, right? Or if I'm already deep into it, I can remind myself, hey bro, you have depression. You're dealing with depression. So maybe this whole self-doubt and worry and self-loathing isn't real. And thinking that can snap me out of the cycle. And emotionally I'm still a little drained, but I don't continue cycling down into the pit. You know what I mean? And it's great. I mean, it's great. That's the most helpful thing I ever learned. Another thing I'm supposed to do is be present and mindful of what I'm doing at the time. So often part of what happens with my depression is that I lose focus on whatever I'm working on, and my brain starts going crazy about all the things in the past that I've screwed up and all the things in the future that I could screw up, and how it's just not worth it for me to keep trying because obviously I'm not good enough. That's what my brain is saying. But sometimes all it takes is for me to focus on the task at hand and my brain will shut up. So for instance, right now making this video, my brain is freaking out. It's like, Sam, this video isn't good enough. You've made plenty of videos in the past and they've been shit. and why are you trying to make this video right now? It's not going to be good. But if I use a part of my brain to just keep saying, I'm making a video, I'm making a video, I'm making a video, I'm making a video, I shut out the part of my brain that's worrying by filling it up with concentration and focus. And it took me a long time to learn how to do that, but it's really as simple as in the back of my head thinking I'm making a video, I'm making a video, I'm making a video, or I'm learning this music, I'm learning this music, I'm learning this music. I'm sitting on the train, I'm sitting on the train, I'm sitting on the train. Just that constant mantra in the back of your head of what you're doing helps to shut up the anxiety and depression riddled part of your brain that's running around in the back of your head when you're trying to get your daily tasks accomplished. The final thing is to stay fucking healthy. My depression is at its worst when I'm not eating right, not sleeping, not staying active, and it's hard to pull myself out of that because if I've been eating like shit and not sleeping and not staying active, my brain doesn't tell me, hey man, you know it'd be great, a run today. Hey man, you know it'd be awesome, some fruit salad. Hey man, you know it'd be great if you went to bed at 10 o'clock and woke up at 8 o'clock, so you got like 10 hours of sleep. My brain instead is saying things like, wow, you feel really shitty about yourself, why don't you eat another sugar cookie? Wow, you feel really shitty about yourself, just stay on the couch all day. Wow, you feel shitty about yourself, why don't you watch Netflix until 2 a.m. when you have to get up at 8 for work? And so I have to work really hard to stay on top of being healthy. So those are a few tips that have always helped me in dealing with my depression. We'll go over them one more time. 1, remind your brain that you have depression. Your brain might be in its own depressive cycle of thinking all these negative thoughts, and if you can remind yourself that they are caused by the depression and they're not based on like life facts, like real life, that can help snap you out of it. 2, stay mindful. Always be focusing on what you're doing so that your brain doesn't have enough room to freak out in the back. I'm making a video, I'm making a video, I'm making a video. Step 3, try to stay healthy. Do your best to get good sleep. Do your best to eat well. Do your best to stay active. And if you don't do one of those things, have forgiveness for yourself. Don't beat yourself up about not sleeping well enough because you have to stay up and study, because if you beat yourself up and let that fuel your depression, it's only going to be worse. So I guess a 4th rule is to treat yourself kindly. Learn to love yourself as deeply as you can, and that's not easy, and you might suck at it. I suck at it all the time. But I'm trying every day to wake up in the morning and breathe in and believe that I'm smart, and I'm talented, and I'm funny, and I'm a nice human being. And once I can convince myself of those things, the first 3 steps are going to be a lot easier. And every day that I wake up and remind myself that I'm smart and I'm talented and I'm funny and I'm a good person, those 3 things are easier. And I can snap out of a depressive cycle really fast if it starts to take hold of me. I know this video wasn't a typical video for me, but I hope you all enjoyed it, and I hope it is helpful to you. If you ever need help dealing with your depression or anxiety, feel free to reach out to me. You can throw something in the YouTube comments, you can private message me here on YouTube, or on my Twitter account, or on my Tumblr account. I'm not always great at responding instantly, but I will do my best to respond and to talk to you, because I think human beings supporting each other is the most important thing I think human beings supporting each other is the only way that we can make this world a better place. We have to take responsibility for taking care of those around us. And if you don't have a support network and you need to reach out, I got your back, boo. Anyway, thanks guys. Have a wonderful day. Mwah. Bye.